So just a few days till the first car launches for 2013, plus much more in this week's Lewis Round F1 update. So we're going to start off with Lotus, their team, the car launch of their new 2013 Challenger, the E21. Now, before Lotus announced that they were going to launch their car on January the 28th, McLaren were the team that everyone thought were going to be the first to launch their car on the 31st. Lotus yesterday announced that there will be a live stream on their internet website showing the launch of their new car. Now Lotus, this is a very eagerly awaited car launch because Lotus are one of the big teams now. They made a big step in performance, winning a race this year, which is the first time the team have won since Fernando Alonso back in 2008 at the Japanese Grand Prix. They finished 4th in the Constructors' Championship, and I think they're going to be a really tough team to crack next year, and who knows, they could improve from last year. They could be title contenders. Now Pirelli have launched their 2013 tyres for the season and showing a new design, the hard tyre, the colour strip, as I said. There was a confusion with the colours between the hard dry and the medium compound dry tyre. The hard was silver painted, while the Pirelli strip on the medium was white. They've changed the hard one and made it orange now, so it's a lot easier to understand which compound they are on. But also, they've made each compound slightly softer and also increased the degradation on the tyre. And this should then make the tyre fall off even quicker than last year. Not too much, but more than last year. So the teams have got to, again, adjust to how the tyre is going to be. Also, Pirelli have said that they want to at least have a 2 pit stop strategy for every race, at least 2. Now, there has been times last season when there were 1 pit stops, generally at the end of the year, when Pirelli themselves said they were being too cautious because they didn't want to make the tyre too involved with the championship. I think they learned a mistake. It's not really a mistake, but they've learnt from last season. It means we could have, again, really exciting racing. And also a shock this week, Timo Glock has left Marussia. They've terminated the contract. At the end of the day, they're trying to find a money driver. Glock did come in with some financial support, but they need more. The team, HRT lost at the end of the year. At the end of the year, they've gone bust, and Marussia look as though in a lot better shape than HRT, but still need a lot of support. Now, Glock has shown his frustration over Twitter. A lot of drivers are really shocked and surprised because Timo Glock, I personally think as well, is a great driver. He showed it at Toyota, he had promise, and it's a shame really. He could have gone to Renault in 2010. He chose a very risky option, believing in the fact this new team are just going to be right there at the beginning. He bought into the idea of a project, and unfortunately it didn't work out. And the 3 seasons he's been with the team, they've been at the back, and now they've had to take him off, which is going to be a big blow for Marussia as well, because he is an outstanding quality driver. And it also means there's an extra space in another space in Formula 1. Bruno Senna again is in the running apparently, but it's going to be interesting to see who else is going to be available for that seat, because we weren't expecting this to happen. But it's going to be someone with money. Bruno Senna has got that, but it could be someone else. And Lewis Hamilton says that he believes he's finally on equal terms with Fernando Alonso after the horrid 2007 season. Both drivers after that season really didn't get along as much. Hamilton said though in an interview with F1 Racing that he feels as though Alonso has finally been able to accept him as a great driver. He said, Hamilton himself said that he felt that Alonso had more issues with what happened in 2007 than Hamilton did, but he said he's glad that they can talk and praise each other over the media. Both drivers in recent months have been praising each other for saying they're the strongest drivers on the grid. I'm sure Sebastian Vettel will be pretty not boiling, but that'll motivate Vettel for sure. just when you say Vettel's the 3-time world champion, Alonso's a 2, and Hamilton's just a 1-time world champion, and both of the two below are saying they're the best drivers in Formula 1, it's quite interesting, which is going to spice things up even more for 2013. And finally, Robert Kubica has stated that he is not ruling out a return to Formula 1. In an interview with F1 Racing, he said that he will be looking more likely to be back in touring cars or rallying. He already has done a bit of rallying, but he looks more likely to be back in touring cars first. But he's not completely taken out the fact that he could be able to get into a Formula 1 car eventually, but right now it's just not possible. Of course, 3 years ago now, or nearly 3 years ago, he had the dreadful rally car accident which almost took his life, broken leg, a severely severed hand, so he's not ruling that out. So we might have Robert Kubica returning to Formula 1 in the near future, but we'll have to wait and see. Well, that's it for this week's F1 update. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back next week. Until then, rate, comment and subscribe. Please, please, I need it. www.lewisroundf1.co.uk and Facebook and Twitter, LewisRoundF1. Simples. Take care everyone, and I'll see you next week.